Hey, guess who's back? She's back again. Jenny's back. Tell a friend.
You don't deserve a response.
Rachel's here too. She's not saying anything at the moment.
I did not agree to that intro. This was not agreed upon.
We've never discussed things in the past beforehand, so we're not now. So, yes, we are picking back up the lore play, and we are going through the DLC. We are at the point in the game where we stopped last time, except you see all this over here, all these lit up gravestones. Jenny has spent a lot of time in the Chalice dungeons. Main reason is to boost my stats. So I think she was 85, 90 level when I stopped. She's now level 145. The DLC is no joke a lot harder. And I don't want to have too much of a struggle going through on the lore play, as we're talking about lore on this, and from watching some other Let's Players who are also doing it on New Game Plus. This seemed to be about a nice sweet spot. But also, the stats are balanced now, whereas before I was max minning. Mm-hmm. And this is because in my playthrough of the DLC, I found out that these beauties here, my Blades of Mercy, there are actually some points where these become the non-optimal and actually a frustrating weapon to use. So when we get into the DLC, Jenny is going to switch up and have a strength backup weapon that I can go to. I already know which weapon I'm going to use, but we'll get to that. There is one other difference. While I was in the Chalice dungeons, I did track down. We talked about these, and I think I showed these on my other character. But the Beast Claws, they will become key in the DLC. There'll be some stuff that the DLC will unlock with these things. Irreverent Izzy, if you remember, he's the one that was experimenting on the beast, and the blue sparks, and Dark Beast Pearl was sort of his caged experiment. He had crafted these from the bones of a long dead dark beast and fastened them into weapons. The bones are still alive, and when unleashed, grant his welder a spurt of beastly power. So basically, these things work with beasthood. And if I remember right, you don't really need a pellet to activate. So like in the past, where I would take a pellet there and to activate these. So you can see like you get like a little like mini cleric beast arm, and you can hear the beasthood effect is going on. So like the more attacks I do, the stronger I get, and the lower my defense becomes. I'm not going to use these right now, but these will be something that later come into play, and just want to point out that we had achieved them, so when that comes up, store those. So we are at the very start. This is the run that we did at the very end. We did the run to the lamp, and stopped from the beginning. So the doll is awake, of course, because we have insight. I have kept her insight high, even though the insight shop through patches now offers a lot of nice goodies that I would have liked to have spent them on. In particular, you could just buy a blood rock. You could buy chunks. They cost a lot of insight, but I mean, a blood rock is a plus 10 weapon, right? You can buy all the chalice materials. While Jenny has been away, Jenny has completed the Fashionborn, and we own every set in the game. I went ahead and farmed the echoes for that as well. And I'm liking the Father Gascoigne set right now for her look at the moment. When we get to the DLC, we'll have new sets to do. Still rocking the Evelyn, still rocking the Hunter's Torch, and the Blades of Mercy with a backup Saw Spear that has fire gems in it. It's sort of the weapon on it. So we gotta talk to Gehrman. Before I talk to Gehrman, I want to point out, let's see, I have it on my thing here, his leg. Okay? Right? We sort of know he's in a chair, but most important to note here is his right leg that is missing, that he has lost. That becomes important in the DLC. And let's start off, before we talk to him, and pick up the DLC item. Actually, everybody gets this item, okay? This isn't a DLC item.
You just said it was a DLC.
Consume insight and ring the old hunter bell to enlist the cooperator of old hunters. Alright, so this is going right on my toolbar here. Where is... Did I pass it? Oh, wait, I know, I think this is just a context-sensitive beckoning bell. I don't think you actually have to use it separate. So, alright, so let's take a look at it then. It's probably a key then. Yes. Consume insight and ring a call to the old hunters for help. One of the resonating bells that cross the gaps of worlds. This bell is cracked and stained with the blood of beasts. A human must expend insight to ring this uncanny bell. The old hunters... By the way, Eldritch Truth, the literal definition of Eldritch is uncanny. Okay? It sort of means Lovecraftian horror now, and sort of like these mythic gods. But when he used the word, it just meant uncanny, unknown, unseen, right? So when they say things like this uncanny bell, you can tie that in to be like, this is part of an Eldritch Truth, right? Because that's literally what the word means. The old hunter who have passed from the dream, but cannot forget the feeling of the hunt, rely upon messengers to relay their thoughts. Ring the bell at their side, and they are certain to give a listen. For the night of the hunt is long and unchanging. So this is a slight tweak, but kind of a retconning to the lore. Or maybe clarification. Basically, the hunters who have long passed from the dream. But you could summon hunters to help you, NPC hunters to help you in the game. But they're gone, right? Like, where are you summoning them from? And this bell makes it explicit to say you're summoning them from the past, from dreams, from... They have died in a world, in a timeline, in an instance, but they're still accessible through other elder uncanny means. So what this also does is add a lot more NPC hunters to the game. And by the way, this is a lore play. We're going to discuss the lore. This is your one and only spoiler warning. You actually should have gotten it because you should have started with the first video and not dived into the DLC, but maybe you just jumped into the DLC because it was new and it popped up in your list, right? Mm-hmm. Spoilers all over. So, my favorite playing through the DLC, playing through the original game with that uncanny bell, is you can summon a hunter from the Nightmare of Mensis. Dude has a cage on his head and everything for the ROM fight at Byrgenwerth. Like, and that's my favorite because lore-wise, Mensis was obsessed with knowing the secrets to ROM. And here you can, like, bring a Mensis hunter in to the ROM fight, and, like, what would Mikolash have paid to, like, talk to that guy afterwards? I don't know. Okay, so we're at the very beginning. We have to get our base text from Gearman. You're new to the hunt. Welcome to the dream. You're in a fine haze. Just go kill beasts. That's what we do. Guess what?
This was once a
safe hunter. You're welcome to anything here.
Welcome to you, even the doll. Should it please you?
It still doesn't get better than that. It's all about the doll, by the way. It's still all about the doll, as we'll see in the Hunter's Nightmare.
Hey, I know...
This was a...
I know... We know what he means now, but it still sounds just as creepy and just as wrong as the first time I heard it before I knew what the doll was for.
Oh, let's do something we didn't do properly in our lore play. Remember we forgot to talk to the real Yosefska at the very beginning?
Oh yeah, we did forget to talk to Yosefka at the beginning.
We can go back and in this dream make up for previous mistakes and previous lives, which is Bloodborne. It's sort of like what it's all about. I'm about to do it again. Okay. Alright, so angle the camera just right. And then there you can see her hand is in a fist. It contains no weapon. And the imposter Yosefka has a firearm.
Are you out on... Then I'm very sorry. I am Yosefka. The patients here in my clinic must
Right?
not
I mean,
exposed to
and it's obvious, right? She doesn't want
that you hunt for us. Please.
anything to do with people out on the hunt. Okay?
Good hunting.
And the imposter Yosefka has no problem with you sending people in. She's doing her inspections. Alright, I think we killed... I have not. I have refrained from doing anything in the main game. To get to the DLC, we have to beat Vicar Amelia. To actually get through the lore play, you can see, like, I didn't even come out and pick up this, you know? To get through the lore play, we have to actually get to the Forbidden Woods. Not the Forbidden Woods, the Lost Woods. No, the Forbidden Woods. It's called the Forbidden Woods. So we're actually going to blow through quite a bit of this. Wow. Okay, I shouldn't be rusty because I've been leveling her up in the Chalice dungeons, but let's just say I'm rusty from talking. Also, I wanted to see like how much damage I could do in one hit with the leveling that I'm at now. Alright, so we did this run. I think we already got the Cleric Beast Scream. There's the Cleric Beast Bridge. Technically, I don't have to kill the Cleric Beast. Sort of an optional side boss. But I'd kind of like to, as it's a good moment. And stuff like this, I am going to skip. Alright, so I'm going to leave Gilbert alone.
Gilbert, he's all alone.
He is all alone, but like it would just be replaying a lot of what we've already done, and I don't think it's going to affect in any way the DLC information. So, not going to get into too much, because we made the mistake on our other lore play where we started talking about the deep lore right at the beginning, and couldn't advance because we like had to explain everything. And we're not going to make the mistake, right? We'll discuss lore as it comes up. So there's not going to be much lore at the moment. Wow, okay. I need to pay attention to what I'm doing. That's sad, really. I didn't even open that first shortcut. So, you know what I'm going to do here, because I keep having to unlock my phone to see the timer of how long we're on the episode. This is fascinating stuff, but you're just reading loading screens anyway. Is I am going to make sure that the display quits going to sleep on me. Auto lock, never, thank you. So that I can see the timer without having to constantly unlock it. Alright. Excellent behind the scenes of how Let's Plays are done. Speaking of behind the scenes, new equipment. In play, got a new mixing deck. And some other new tech. That's what I need to do. I just need to go into my double blade mode, and everything will be better now. That was the problem. New mixing deck. Got some new HDMI capable equipment and things like that. Long story short, I'm now comfortable in recording this at 1080p. So previously all my videos I've ever produced have been 720, because that was the sweet spot of quality and equipment, and being able to make sure I can audio sync everything correctly. I really hate it when a Let's Play is very out of sync, like it's obvious. He didn't drop something, did he? It was just, okay. It's very obvious when a Let's Play the mics are out of sync with the gameplay. Like, they didn't do a sync track and make sure that all lines up. And that annoys me. So, I've got some equipment now to make sure I keep my sync tracks in place. And I'm comfortable going to go ahead and do this series at 1080. Now, I can only record at 1080 30, which a couple months ago wouldn't have mattered because YouTube is not going to do more than 30 frames per second. Let's see if I can get a visceral. Yeah, there we go. Which is not going to matter because YouTube a couple months ago wouldn't have done it, but now YouTube does 60 frames a second. But I'll just need to see on the market before I upgrade that equipment. Like what's out there and what the capabilities are. There's a lot of weird issues that creep up into compatibility, and when you find stuff that works, you know, you're sort of okay, like saying, I'm gonna stick with 1080 30 because everything works together right now. Here's Stone Shard. Oh, I also have saved up a bunch of shards and twin shards and chunks, so that when we get to the DLC, I should be able to +8, if not +9, a weapon immediately. You know, I really thought I was going to be one-shotting these guys.
Aw, you disappointed?
Yeah, I kind of am. I mean, I did have to balance my stats in a way that I wouldn't have done. There are skill-based weapons. I don't want to make it sound like the DLC punishes skill players. And I don't mean like skill as in gaming skill, I mean skill like stat. The DLC just, like, if you're doing a fast weapon, in some cases a fast light weapon isn't going to be as good as a big slow heavy weapon. And they sort of make you mix it up a little bit. Come on guys, follow me. So I sort of need that option, and there are options for big, slow skill weapons. They sort of do balance that out. In fact, there's one I would prefer that really complements the way I like to play. But you get it at the end of the DLC, or toward the end, and you get it after you sort of need it. And there is a way to get it early, but it involves killing an NPC, which is sort of like something we can't do on a lore play.
Well, I mean, we could.
I guess we could, but then we would sort of miss the lore.
I don't
You know
think I've
what?
heard. Oh, I was just listening to the, you know, dudes yell
And gurgle?
and gurgle and all that. And I don't think I've, like, usually I just hear them yell about how you're a beast and stuff, but I don't think I actually heard that one particular line before.
And you may have not, because I'm
like,
coming through the area with 40 insight now.
And it said, you're better off dead? I don't think I've actually heard them say that before. I might have and just wasn't listening, but...
And I'm not 100% either if it's like, did they say that before, or are you hearing that now because 40 insight? Because once you get over 40, you sort of get everything. Extra dialogue. Like, we'll hear the big guys talk about poor sister and things like that. I'm surprised a dog never actually caused a problem. Usually. So I can get my one shot if I do a jump and a double stab. Well, not Mr. Shield here. Oh, I thought you were dead. I was waiting for you to fall down. Alright. Alright, so I'm going to set a goal here to end this first one, opening up the shortcut. So we're getting close to time to call this an episode. Let's go back to Mr. Practice Visceral. probably don't need to practice Visceral. I probably can just... Again, you know, these aren't one-hit weapons. These are rapid, multiple little hit weapons. Let's get the oil. You guys all dead? No, you are not. You did not die. Okay. Get the oil urn. Alright. Yeah, I'm not going to be bothering with running and sending everybody to, Oh, here we go. Here's one. So, this is Summon Father Gascoigne. So, You know what? We're gonna stop this episode here, because next episode we're just gonna run around town with Father Gascoigne. So,
Watch him attack all of the things you don't want him to.
Yep. Alright, we'll be back in just a moment.